This is your one and only FireSpark81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and today we are taking a look at an absolutely broken setup for Age of Wonders 4. Let's get to it. I'm sure there are a lot of different really good setups for this game, and I can't wait to explore more, but I've spent the past couple of days going through and finding the absolute best setup I can find with insane synergies to make this game an absolute breeze. And today I'm going to show you how to do it. So we're going to start with a custom race. You're going to need to create a custom race for this. Whatever form you want doesn't really matter. You want to pick the physical traits for body is quick reflexes. This makes you 30% harder to hit with ranged attacks. This is going to come into play a lot. It's going to make you almost impossible to hit when you are in cover. And then we are also going to choose tenacity. This causes your damage penalties when units are dead. So as you take damage, units start to drop off. This halves those damage penalties. From there, you're going to come over and you're going to pick feudal. Not only is feudal absolutely OP because of the feudal lords, we are also picking it because it has two magic affinities that we need for this build to work. Moving on to our societal traits, you want mana channelers. This is because we are going to be summoning more units than we are going to be spawning at our cities. This causes them to cost 50% less mana to cast. Also, all of our magic origin units will have an additional rank. Then you are going to pick adapt settlers. This allows you to spread extremely fast, which is super important for this to work because you are going to need a ton of mana income and you are going to need a ton of research so you can research through your spells really quick because that is where your true power comes from. Moving on to the tomes. So the first tome you are going to choose when you are setting up your race is the Tome of the Horde. This is going to give you a very strong start. That is because it gives you the ability to summon irregulars, which allows you to summon a random non-scout tier 1 unit. This means you don't have to create the units at your base. You can actually summon them in faster than you can create them at your base starting off. You also get the ability to create a Houndmaster, which is essentially 2 units in 1. We also get the Spawnken minor race transformation, and this is also very strong at the start of the game. It increases the number of units in your formation, and if you remember, we picked the ability that when we lose units in our formation, that penalty is halved. This allows us to lose a lot more units before we start to see a significant decrease in damage. On top of that, it gives you a 20% increase in your damage for your units. When you're picking your ruler's origin, if you have the option, in some situations you don't, if you're playing through story mode, it just gives you the one. If you're picking your ruler's option, you want to pick the champion. This gives you increased gold, which is super important. It allows you to expand faster and build quicker, and it also gives your units increased experience and gives you better relations with the free cities, and that is crazy strong. Okay, so now let's cover the different tomes you are going to choose from. So of course, the first tome you're going to pick is the Tome of the Horde. As I stated, once you have that, the next tome you are going to unlock is the Tome of Zeal, and that is because it gives you the ability to condemn units, and condemning a unit reduces their resistance status, allowing you to apply negative status effects to them, which is going to be very important. It also gives you the ability to summon zealots, which are just really good cannon fodder early on in the game, and it gives you this absolutely insane spell. So this spell gives you plus 60 production, and you only lose 20 food income. Now, losing 20 food income really doesn't hurt you, and that plus 62 production allows you to supercharge your cities and just turn out upgrades like it's nobody's business. After you have learned those two, the next tome you are going to pick up is the Tome of Fertility. The Tome of Fertility is insanely strong because of the nymph. The nymph allows you to use the seduce ability, which allows you to mind control a unit. Mind control is a status effect resistance based check. If you have a unit that you highlight over and it shows you what your chances are when you highlight over them, if that unit has a low chance to be mind controlled, you can cast condemn on the unit. It then gives you an increased chance of mind controlling the unit. Mind controlling units can allow you to absolutely turn the tides of battle and win fights you otherwise shouldn't be able to win in the first place. On top top of that, you also get the Animate Flora, which is super strong because it just gives you another unit in the middle of a battle for super cheap. And you also get a bunch of regeneration stuff. So you get the Blossom of Life, and you can also give your hero units the Revitalize ability as well. The Tome of Scrying continues our absolute insane synergies by giving you Mental Mark, which gives you 3 stacks of Sunder resistance, which gives you -1 to status resistance. This will stack with Condemn, allowing you to mind control units even easier if you're having issues mind controlling units. It also gives you the Guided Projectiles, so basically all of your ranged units don't really miss, and it gives you the ability to summon Watchers, which are a rather strong unit, giving you the ability to use Lightning Bolts and Psychic Gaze, which allows you to have a 60% chance to stun a unit. Stunned is also considered a status effect, so if you've used Mental Mark on them or Condemn them, you have a higher than 60%, or can have a higher than 60% chance of stunning a unit. Moving on to our tier 3 tome. The first tier 3 tome you want to grab is the Tome of Vigor. This gives us our next increased level of unit, which is the Summon Greater Animal. Allows you to summon just a random tier 3 animal. In almost every case, it's going to be a very strong animal. On top of that, you also get the Totem of the Wild. This thing is just insane. It only spawns level 1 units, but it gives you 5 of them because it lasts for 5 turns, and it gives you a new one every single turn, just giving you straight up cannon fodder to throw at the enemy. And you can summon, in most cases, 2 of them in a round. If you, well, depending on how late you are in the game, you can summon up to 2 of them in a round and be summoning 2 level 1s right from the get-go. It's crazy, crazy strong. Your next tier 3 tome is going to be the Tome of Summoning, and this is a must for multiple reasons. One, it's going to give us the Seed of Astral, which boosts our Astral Affinity, getting us to Astral Affinity level 6, which we are going to need to unlock our next tome. It also gives you 2 more summons of really strong units. As you can see here, you get the Astral Serpent, and you also get the Conjure Astral Keeper, which you can actually summon these guys in the middle of a combat round. It also gives you Arcane Bond, which allows you to straight up take control of any unit. It's a 90% chance to take control of a magic origin unit in combat. Moving on to our level 4 tomes, the first one you want to pick up is Nature's Wrath. At this point, you're going to be, or you should be, just dominating the map, and this is going to allow you to do it even more. So first off, it gives you Awaken Force. This is insane. This gives you a full unit, a full set of 6 absolutely insanely strong units, and all it does is it takes away a forest on the map. But Firespark, what if there's not a forest on the map? Well, you have Destructive Growth. So you head on over to whatever land you are trying to overtake, and you cast this on one of your enemies' provinces, and it destroys their province and creates a forest. After you've done that, you cast Awaken Force on it. Bam, you've got a full set of 6 units to tear through whatever they are throwing at you. On top of that, you get Devolve, which has a 90% chance. Once again, this is a status effect. This 90% chance can be increased if you cast Condemn on something, but the base chance is a 90% chance to transform any non-hero unit into a lowly little tier 1 unit. The next tier 4 tome you're going to pick up is Tome of the Astral Mirror, and this allows you to duplicate any 2 units that are in the middle of combat that are friendly. Any of those OP units that we've summoned so far, you can make 2 of them. On top of that, we get Summon Mirror Mimic, which can copy the opponent's units. And if for some reason a city of yours is being besieged, which you're probably going to be owning so bad that this won't be a problem for you, but if for some reason that's happening, you can summon a copy of yourself at whatever city is being besieged. For the tier 5 tome, you have 2 different options here. It doesn't really matter too much which one you go with because you're already so OP at this point. These are just kind of the icing on the cake. Go with whichever one fits your playstyle a little more. So you have the Tome of the Archmage, which gives you time stop, astral travel, which is kind of nice because you can just teleport your leader to whatever hex you want to teleport it to, cosmic overdrive, and disruption wave. Your other option is the tome of the goddess of nature, which will give you forced awareness, force of nature, and mass rejuvenation. So I would really like to explain to you in detail how to play this build and play through a match with it, but I'm hoping that you have a good enough understanding of the game that all of this will make sense to you and you will just understand how to play it, because otherwise this video would probably end up being about 2 hours long because the game is so complex. But once you get the hang of it, once you start to understand how to play it and expand your cities and make sure that you have plenty of resources to summon things and keep up with the upkeep on things, you will quickly understand how absolutely insane and how trivial this build makes the game feel. In most cases, you can just auto-complete all of the combat and you will win and you won't lose hardly any units, and if you do, you should be in a situation where you can summon most or all of them back in just a couple of turns. In cases where it looks like you may have a chance to lose the match, just go in and play it manually and mind control everything, use it against the opponent, and win the match. Alright, that is going to wrap it up for this one. Hopefully you found this video helpful and informational. If you did, consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other videos. And if you're looking for some more content, you can find a link to another one of my videos on the screen right now. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to all of my channel supporters for helping to keep these videos sponsor free. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to become an official channel supporter, check out the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and share your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.